attention moves to the third T20 International, which is taking place in Bengaluru on Sunday, the 22nd of September. Just the fact that the first T20 has been rained out, you suppose changes would be made from an Indian point of view?
I really don't know. I mean, look, if you've given Chahar a ball, you've got to give him another ball.
Yeah.
Okay, Navdeep Saini is also just come in. It's not that he's got a whole amount of work to do. So I really don't see them making too many changes out here for the sake, and they'd like to win this series. Why leave it 1-1 when they can do it 2-0? And I think as I was saying, in the past year and a half, they haven't really focused on T20s. They've been the sort of rump of the Indian batting. They've not thought about it too much. I think this season they want to say, let's win these as well.
I tell you what, I think it might be a good idea or a good opportunity to put the guys who haven't played under the same sort of pressure. So because you've had one game rained out and there is a series you must try and win, it's a rare opportunity where instead of playing two and winning them and then there's one to go and there's really nothing riding on the game, and when I say nothing, yes, you want to win, but you're not going to lose the series. Here is a case where, hold on, you play, you must win because you want to win the series. Yeah, so same pressures, and that's how you want to test guys. You don't want to test them where it's all cushy and it's nice and there's nothing riding on it. So I think it's a great opportunity for India.
Who would you play then, for me?
Oh,
who would go out? Who would?
Yeah, that's not so much.
Of course, not keeping in mind the conditions. Just
yeah, so that's not. I don't think that's necessarily important. I'm just saying, it's not a so and so played badly and so you're playing this one. It's just a case of these guys have had a go and this was good, this was whatever it was, and here we go. Let's play the leggy, for instance.
I would play the leggy.
Rahul Chahar.
Instead of two left-arm spinners, I'd play one leggy at least.
Yeah.
Maybe my batting's a bit shorter, but hey, I'd take that chance.
So Manish Pandey doesn't play any part in this T20.
Perhaps you get him in as well, but where you'd probably want to drop an experienced guy to have him come in. I don't know. Hardik hasn't played a whole lot, so you probably want to play him anyway. He's not involved in the tests either.
Yeah.
Khalil Ahmed, he's young and up and coming. They think a lot of him. You probably want him to have a go. There are a certain number of games till you get to that 2020 World Cup. So if you're able to have a situation where pressure also applies, I think use that opportunity. And it's not to say because you play these other guys, you're saying that you lose the game. No, it's not necessarily, because everybody who's in that squad, in whatever squad that ends up being in Australia, needs to be capable of winning the game for India. And that is performing under pressure. It's always there. So here we are. Get in.
Get in, My 11 Circle. Now, of course, what you've got to do is get onto the my11circle.com, and if you've got to make your team, of course, so you go on my11circle.com and you download the app, My 11 Circle app, and that, of course, is how you can do it. Step 1, get on my11circle.com, download the app. Step 2 is coming up. Select a match, create your own team, and which means if you win, and if you win Saurav Ganguly's, if you beat Saurav Ganguly's teams, you win 3 times more cash. Gentlemen, before we sign off, anything else you'd like to say? South African team, anything for them from third T20?
I think they'll be disappointed. I think they'll be disappointed in how it went. But that said, I think essentially it's not something we didn't really foresee in having just the 5 batsmen. They kind of boxed themselves into a situation where they were saying, right, 3 games where these guys are the ones who are going to have to do it. And you're asking, for instance, of Themba Bavuma to play kind of outside himself and above himself in an international where he's got to come and try and reinvent himself once again, because what he felt was sufficient at domestic level may not quite be sufficient here at international level. And it might warrant, as I said, after the batting performance, that he actually starts up at the front and you swap it around and have maybe Reza Hendricks be the one who goes to 3. Didn't get runs from Van der Dussen, and they desperately need those. As you look at that, Quinton de Kock, Rassie van der Dussen, David Miller, they're key men in that batting line. If they don't score, then you don't see how South Africa get their run. So that makes it tough. And looking ahead to Australia next year, 2020, you're saying, okay, which direction is South Africa going? They decided that Faf du Plessis isn't in the side and shouldn't be in this side. Is that a kind of permanent scenario, or isn't it? Are they checking what they have and what they don't have? Because he's still a really good player. In 2 years' time, he probably will still be playing, definitely test matches, but also in his short formats of the game. So, yeah, it's something to ponder, and they'll have another look in game 3/2, and it'll help them, I think, to kind of go, okay, yeah, we need to bolster these parts.
There is a junior Dala there, and he's got a pretty good record versus Rohit Sharma. I think 6 innings, he's got him out thrice or something like that.
See, Junior, he's a decent bowler now, but I don't really think the South African problem is bowling. I think their problem is that their batting is not coming through. They don't have enough, run-hungry batsmen, as they say. And they've just got 5 batsmen, so they've not much. And the quality of their all-rounders, you're talking about a country that's produced the likes of Klusner, Sean Pollock, Jacques Kallis. They're top quality all-rounders. I think we don't really, Brian McMillan, we don't have that quality of all-rounder. These guys still aren't there. They're slightly more bits and pieces than you'd like of, than genuine all-rounders. Yeah. So I think that's the thing, that, lack of quality, that many quality batsmen, lack of quality all-rounders. And I don't think the bowling is the problem for South Africa at this point in time, though they are missing Tahir, of course, but yeah, bowling is not their main issue.
Sorry. But before sort of shifting up, it might be unfair a little bit to say leadership is also something that ought to be looked at, and it's the other aspect with which they miss a Faf du Plessis, because and it's hard to say that when there's just 149 runs on the board, but just the way to conduct things in terms of trying to win a game with captaincy, you need experience. And yes, South Africa look and say at some point they're going to have to shift away from the guy, but the guys who have been captains are not around, and I'm talking Aiden Markram, who might make a 2020 side anyway, and Faf du Plessis, of course, and in the side, his vice captain at the moment is Rassie van der Dussen, but I don't know about his captaincy credentials because he doesn't captain the Lions when he plays. So, it's an area in which many teams are able to pull games, out the fire, and is important, and particularly in trying to establish some sort of ethos for a side. And South Africa clearly in transition and needing that side of things also to be checked.
What's the correct number then, Pommy, to judge a captain? A captain who's doing it for the very first time. 3 series, 4 series?
Oh, I don't think you can.
Because T20 is something so tactical, and you're playing such a huge role in that game.
So often you watch a guy work for a few games, and by a few games I'll say 4, 5, 6 games, similar sort of games, and you can tell whether he's got a feel for what's going on or doesn't quite, or if he's being formulaic and just goes to this one, then to that one, and changes if this one gets hit. And he's never really ahead of the game, or never really trying to be ahead of the game. Then you can see that sort of thing. But after a single game where you don't have runs on the board and you choose this way and it doesn't work, you can't really judge from that. But I'm just saying, as a part of the game and as a part of a squad, leadership and tactical awareness and on the field tactics are going to be important, and it's an area that they must address as well, having decided that du Plessis shouldn't be here.